Innocence shattered, futures stolen, children in conflict zones, a crime against humanity we must confront and end. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our YouTube video addressing a critical and heart-wrenching issue of our time: children in conflict zones, a crime against humanity. Today, we will delve deep into the world of children caught in the crossfire of violence, an issue that demands our urgent attention and global concern. We'll discuss the staggering statistics, the legal framework, and the vital role of international organizations in addressing this issue. So, let's get started on this journey to better understand and address the plight of these vulnerable children. The grim reality. It is a sobering fact that children in conflict zones are among the most vulnerable individuals on the planet. Many of them find themselves trapped in the midst of violence, at risk of being killed, maimed, recruited into armed forces, and subjected to sexual violence. According to the United Nations, in 2021 alone, over 12,000 children lost their lives or were maimed in conflict zones worldwide. But this number only scratches the surface of the problem. Countless others are displaced from their homes, forced into child soldier roles, or denied access to education and healthcare. The impact on these children is nothing short of devastating. The violence they experience can lead to mental health issues like post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety, while many drop out of school and engage in risky behaviors. International obligations. The international community bears a profound responsibility to protect children in conflict zones. This responsibility encompasses providing humanitarian assistance to meet their basic needs: food, water, shelter, and medical care. Creating child-friendly spaces where they can seek safety and education is equally crucial. Additionally, ending the recruitment and use of children by armed forces must be a top priority. Accountability for those who commit violence against children and the promotion of peace and reconciliation efforts are also central to this responsibility. It's vital to understand that children are not just victims. They can be agents of positive change. With the right support, they can help rebuild their communities and pave the way for a brighter future. The legal framework. The legal framework for protecting children in conflict zones is both comprehensive and intricate, rooted in decades of international efforts to safeguard their rights and well-being. It all began in 1924 with the Geneva Declaration of the Rights of the Child, proclaiming that mankind owes to the child the best it has to give. Since then, nations have developed a robust legal framework grounded in international human rights law, international humanitarian law, and international criminal law to govern the treatment and protection of children in conflict zones. A pivotal moment came in 1977 when the additional protocols to the Geneva Conventions codified the concept of special protection for children under international humanitarian law. These protocols set the legal standard that children under the age of 15 should not be recruited or allowed to participate in hostilities. Building upon these foundations, the international human rights system has further strengthened the legal protection of children's rights and dignity. At the heart of this framework are the Convention on the Rights of the Child and its optional protocol on the involvement of children in armed conflict, which embody 4 key principles: non-discrimination, the best interest of the child, the right to life, survival, and development, and the participation and inclusion of children. These principles apply universally and at all times, aiming to provide a protective shield for children in conflict zones. Children as victims and participants. Regrettably, despite these legal protections, children are disproportionately affected by conflicts due to their vulnerability and often their invisibility in peace processes. Recognizing children as both victims and active participants is vital, with a focus on hearing their voices and experiences. The Commission of Inquiry on Syria's report in 2020, titled, "They Have Erased the Dreams of My Children," highlighted the importance of a child-centered approach for achieving lasting peace. Children in conflict zones are not just passive casualties. They often become witnesses to horrific violence, direct victims, and sometimes unwilling participants. Many children experience abuse, witness death, killing, and sexual violence, while some are coerced into committing violent acts. These experiences leave lasting psychological scars. Efforts are needed to give these children a chance to heal and reintegrate into society. UN's role. The United Nations plays a pivotal role in protecting children's rights in conflict zones. UNICEF leads efforts to reintegrate former child soldiers into civilian life, providing essential psychosocial support, education, and training. Reuniting children with their families and communities is another critical aspect of this process, but it may require sensitization and reconciliation efforts. This long journey of reintegration requires extensive support from the international community, contributing to a more peaceful future for affected countries. UN peace missions are crucial in this regard, with human rights components working alongside child protection units to monitor and report on child rights violations, including the 6 grave violations. These missions also support accountability and justice efforts. Furthermore, the UN supports international criminal tribunals, such as the International Criminal Court, in addressing violations against children in conflict. Joint amicus curiae briefs and cooperation with other UN partners play a crucial role in seeking justice for survivors of conflict-related sexual violence and other atrocities. Optional protocol and prohibition. The optional protocol to the Convention on the Rights of the Child on the Involvement of Children in Armed Conflict was adopted in 2000. It commits states not to recruit or conscript children under 18 for military purposes, including legislation criminalizing their recruitment. The protocol also outlines the demobilization and reintegration of child soldiers. Recruiting children under 15 is prohibited under international humanitarian law and considered a war crime. Parties engaging in such actions are listed in the Secretary General's annual report on children and armed conflict. This legal framework sets clear standards and consequences for violating the rights of children in conflict zones. It reinforces the principle that children should not be involved in hostilities and should be protected from the horrors of war. While significant progress has been made in this area, challenges persist in ensuring the full implementation and enforcement of these crucial measures. Children Not Soldiers campaign. In 2014, the Children Not Soldiers campaign was launched to create a global consensus against the use of child soldiers by national security forces in conflict. The campaign received widespread support from governments, NGOs, and the public. It targeted countries like Afghanistan, Chad, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Myanmar, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Yemen. The campaign officially concluded in 2016, but its objectives have been realized, with thousands of child soldiers released and reintegrated into society. National campaigns to promote the objectives of Children Not Soldiers have been launched in most countries concerned and beyond, reflecting the commitment of the international community to end the recruitment and use of child soldiers. The success of this campaign demonstrates that when the world comes together, real progress can be achieved, offering hope to the countless children who have been affected by conflict. The plight of children in conflict zones is a pressing global issue. The international community must continue to work tirelessly to protect and support these vulnerable individuals. We must remember that children are not just victims, but potential change makers. By providing the right support and guidance, we can help them rebuild their lives and, in turn, rebuild their nations. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.